It is quite the beautiful day today. Supposedly we have an inch or two of this liquid stuff coming tomorrow though, so that sucks. But I had a fantastic question that came through from Rick, and I'm sorry that I haven't got back to it just yet. Here we are. He's allowed me to share it with everybody, so thank you very much, because this is actually a really good question. And we gotta go to the back to get it partially answered, and then we gotta go over there to get the second half answered. But the situation was that Rick was at a lesson and they'd been doing a bunch of stuff, and then the instructor went into the center of the arena and it was sort of break time. Everybody just got to kind of sit around on their horse, and his horse supposedly kind of turned around a little bit and sniffed his boot, so to speak. I don't know exactly what happened. He described it as very innocuous, very nothing. And the instructor at the time had reacted rather adversely to that. Now, he didn't specify what the instructor did, but he did quit taking lessons and said he wasn't a big fan of how it was dealt with, and said to me, how do you know when it's trouble? How do you know about this idea of horses kind of bringing their nose back or bringing their head back towards you when you're riding? Are they just, how do you know when they're checking you out, and how do you know when they're about to nibble on you or straight out bite you? Or I've seen some videos where people have been just torn off the back of the horse. The horse takes a big chomp out of their jeans or whatever and pulls them off. So we're here with Roni because Roni is a superb checker-inner, and I want to show that. I want to show how Roni checks in. See, here's a nice check-in. Right? Hello, my friend. And you might think, well, don't you have to ride to show what this is? And the answer is absolutely not. There are some very obvious ways that when horses are checking in compared to when they're unhappy. So we're going to look at the unhappy version in a bit, because I can cause that in one of my horses. I know exactly how to do it. And we can also view, this guy is just the most fantastic when it comes to checking in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask him to leave. Roni, can you please leave? Yep, keep going. Go. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. So I'm going to kind of come into a space, and my arm is sort of I don't want to scratch. Can you move? We have to come out of the feeding area, and if possible, it would be nice if he could follow me, and he's not going to. Okay, so we're just going to block him. We're just going to block him, and we'll set up over here. Okay. All right. So when you're, this is a check-in. This is curiosity. We want to look at their ears and their eyes and the way they're coming over with just their nose or something. And there's nothing, you know, he's wondering why I'm here. You can tell that he's wondering, but he's not reacting quickly. If I come over this way, he's got his ears back towards me, but one ear's off to the right. Here's a check-in and a calm look back. And that's how you can tell that horses, if they're going to come check you out, that they're just checking you out. So I'll come over to this side, and we'll try the other side. And I'll just kind of be here pretending I'm kind of in a riding position. We'll see what he does. Now Roni has a little bit, there's a check-in. And you see how his ears are kind of floppy. When he does come over, it's done in a way that is, you'll know it, you'll feel that it's quieter. There's a check-in. You know, his mouth doesn't open, his eyes are blinking, his ears are kind of checking around and whatnot, they're moving, he's paying attention to other things. He's got a couple of flies on him, and me being here is limiting his ability to check that out. So there's another check-in, and it's just going to be the top of his nose. You see, so here's another check-in, and we could check in with him too. And I think Rick said that he just kind of pet the horse, and the horse put their head back, and so we could do that. We could say, hello, Roni. We could pet him. We could give him a little fist bump. Yeah. Roni's very respectful. He knows that if I'm here, then it's my hay, and no big deal. I would generally err on the side of caution that a horse is not trying to give you any trouble. There's a check-in. There's another. There's some air. Right. So that's what a horse looks like when they're just checking in, right? I think we'll get out of his space, let him finish eating. So the next thing we can do is go look at a horse that a reaction that you're going to see is very, very different in comparison to that for a horse that is not looking to check in. And it should be rather obvious. Now I get that some instructors and some teachers out there in the horse world, they don't want their horses moving at all. And so that was one of the questions as well that Rick said, well, isn't it okay that a horse kind of checks back with you and stuff? Absolutely, 100%. I think it's totally fine. But I would also add in, since I wasn't there, I must add in the caveat that it all depends on how the horse was reacting up until then, from when I go to get them, from when I go to saddle them, to when I start riding. If all along the way they're looking really grumpy, then we probably have a problem. So here we are with our next candidate, Gracie. Looks like she's just gonna come right on over. So that's good. Now, I'm going to cause a problem with her. So let's place her maybe here, maybe a little bit back. Can you come back? I don't want you over there. I don't want to scratch your bum. Okay, we're gonna move. Just gotta set this up. It's okay. A little bit of patience. Back up. Go over. Come this way though. Okay, come here. Let's see if we can get this done. So, we've got to keep practicing. She'll come over. But the idea of whether or not a horse can check in with you, I usually say yes. I would not encourage it. I don't necessarily say, well, we should make this happen, but I don't want to deter it either. Okay, so she's made her way over again. So put you guys there. Okay, so Gracie also is a reasonably good checker-inner. If I come over here and just sort of rub her withers a little, maybe I put a hand out, she thinks about it, maybe not. Okay. But we can let her know that we're here as a friend. I'm not trying to set something up from the get-go as really bad. We can come over here, pretend I'm riding. She says, what are you doing on that side? So here, if I'm just like this, we haven't seen any. There's a check-in. It's a quick check. So sniff with the nose, right? There's another check-in. Whoa. Okay, so I'm starting to agitate her. She's got a different priority. Now I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to make it to where she will be unhappy. And if I see a horse that looks like she's about to look like, then there's a problem. If your horse didn't look like this, Rick, I don't think it's really a problem. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to touch in here. She doesn't like it. So here, okay. I'll touch again. Okay, so that sort of a ears back, I'm unhappy, I'm going to touch here. There's some more, right? Touch here. The nose comes back. The eyes get a little wider. You definitely see less blinking. I know you're very touchy, aren't you? And the mouth will get tight. The ears definitely show stuff. This whole demeanor is something that I would want to be very careful of. And why do horses do that? Why do they yell at us like that? Why do they feel like they have to tell us to go away? Well, it's going to depend on the horse. It's going to depend on the situation. And then what should you do about it? Well, what I don't want to do is really get mad at her and tell her all kinds of bad things about her. What I want her to do is just chill out. So if I come around here and I scratchy scratch and scritchy scratch and then I touch in here, you know, we can say, hey, calm down. Calm down. There's no reason to be so mad at me. I'm just touching. What if I have to do something medical related on you? You can't go chewing on me. You know, I might even play with her mouth a little bit. I might say, hey, can you just let me check that out a little? And she might let me do that. I might touch her eyes. It might be something sensitive. I might touch her ears. Her ears are not very floppy right now, so it's a sign of sort of tenseness or stiffness, not floppy. So I want to calm that. I want to relax that. So I'll come back here. I might scratch the withers a little. I don't want her butt, so I'm just going to stop it. Now, you can't really do a heck of a lot of this in the saddle. If a horse is going to try to chew on you in the saddle, you're probably doing something wrong, or they're in pain, they're uncomfortable, you know. And then I might be able to come in here and touch a little more. And then I'll come up here and I'll say, you're okay. You're okay. We're friends. When I touch in here, it's a friendly thing. Yeah, I know you're a big girl. And so I would want to work on that a heck of a lot more. So I hope that answers the question. How do you react when a horse wants to chew on you? There's a lot of punishment out there. There's a lot of people who are getting hurt. And then of course, there's a lot of anger and there's a lot of dominance. We don't want horses chewing on us, but we must listen to why. I know you're looking for something else. I mean, I don't really know, but I like to say I know. So I might say, hey, can you calm down? And I would repetitively sort of deal with the stiffness, you know, the uncomfortableness that she seems to have. Her nose, we'd want to smooth that out. Say, it's okay. You're okay. Hey, you're okay. Hey, why don't you have a yawn or a shake or something? Right, and then we'll come in again. She says, I don't know. That makes me uncomfortable. Why? And then you might leave just on a good note. Right? And just try to be their friend. Try to be a friend that says, what's wrong? How can I help? How can I get you to where you're not going to chew on me anymore? What are you trying to say? I think it works. I think it's helpful. Yeah. So that's it for now. That might have been a bit longer than I hoped for, but horses chewing on a rider while riding, being more rough, being more controlling, being more limiting, trying to do things that keep them busy in their mouth, like certain bits or certain pieces of rubber or any of that junk. It's never going to get to the problem of what the horse has got, which could be just general uncomfortableness. Like it could be ticklish. When I do this, it could just be ticklish. There's an ear, there's two ears. You know, and then I'll come back up here and I'll just scratch in here. And I'll say this is just par for the course. When I come in here, I also scratch up here. And I come down here. There's an ear. I come down here. And when I get no ears, and I get a calm horse, open up, loosen up, loosen up, loosen up. Then I can say, oh, that's cool. We did it. We succeeded. We pushed past whatever was causing that. So if it's saddling, cinching, riding, and stuff like that, something happened before that. Yeah. So it seems like a high priority item. Yeah, you're a very grumpy girl. Very grumpy today. Okay, that's it for now. Hopefully that's been interesting. I'll see you guys in the next one.